Welcome to Daily Stoic, where we explore and learn from Stoic philosophy to create a more meaningful life. Have you ever felt like you're always the backup plan, never truly the priority in someone's life? The feeling that everyone else's needs and desires are placed first, while you quietly stand in the background, wondering if you really matter to them at all? Today, we're going to confront this issue head-on. This is not just about how you perceive your own value, but a journey toward mastering the subtle art of becoming indispensable, of becoming someone others naturally prioritize and cherish. Make no mistake, we're not talking about changing who you are, but rather about upgrading the amazing version of yourself that already exists. True attraction doesn't come from pretending to be someone else, but from highlighting the best of who you are. Together, we'll explore how to become more captivating without ever altering your true essence. If you've ever felt overlooked, undervalued, or not appreciated, this video is your opportunity to shift the dynamic of your life. We'll delve into powerful principles and deep strategies that will help you shine, to be heard and valued in every relationship you're part of. Through this process, you'll step away from the shadows and become the person no one can ignore. Imagine that. No more feelings of being overlooked or invisible. Instead, you'll be the person people want to listen to, want to be around. This isn't something that happens by luck, but the result of awareness and intentional self-improvement. So get ready for this journey. You will rewrite the story of your life, one principle at a time, one step at a time. And don't forget, before we start, hit the subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any part of your transformation from the shadows to the spotlight. Together, we'll discover how to become the brightest version of yourself. Are you ready? Let's begin. Ekonaya Rule 1, the art of creating mystery. On the journey to becoming unforgettable, the starting point doesn't lie in revealing everything, but in mastering the art of mystery. But understand this, mystery isn't about hiding or crafting a false image. It is wisdom in how you unveil parts of yourself, like chapters of a book being slowly discovered. By revealing yourself gradually and selectively, you ignite curiosity and make others eager to learn more about you. Think of it this way. When you meet someone and they immediately disclose everything about themselves, there's no mystery left to explore. The relationship can quickly become dull and lack the motivation to continue. On the other hand, if that person reveals themselves slowly, allowing each encounter to be a new experience, the curiosity will continually be nurtured. This is the essence of long-lasting attraction. Stoic philosophy understands the power of restraint. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, praised the virtue of moderation, valuing the act of not revealing everything at once, but rather sharing intentionally in the right moment and context. This is not just caution in communication, but a profound wisdom, knowing when to hold back and when to open up. You don't need to hide your true self, but instead create an environment where others gradually discover your depth. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said that true happiness lies in enjoying the present without being obsessed with the future. This can be applied to how we share ourselves. Instead of rushing to open every chapter, allow the relationship to unfold naturally, with each moment becoming an opportunity to connect more deeply without having to disclose everything about your past or future. The art of creating mystery is not about concealment or avoidance. It's about understanding that your life is a precious story, and that story deserves to be told in a meaningful and graceful way. You are like a skilled author, revealing layers of your personality, experiences, and beliefs in a subtle manner, making others not only intrigued, but wanting to be a part of that story. This method creates a natural allure. People are always drawn to what is not fully revealed, to things that stimulate their curiosity. Just like when reading a great book, we can't help but turn to the next page to discover what's yet to be revealed. If you practice this art, you will become the person who evokes that feeling, the one who makes others eagerly anticipate learning more about you. Each meeting opening a new and captivating chapter in your journey. So don't rush to tell your entire story all at once. Let others uncover it gradually, step by step, so that the connection is continually maintained and strengthened. In the end, you will become a book not only to be read, but a book everyone wants to turn the next page of. Sraso. Rule 2. Demonstrate your inner value. On the journey to becoming a priority in someone's life, the second step is not about boasting or creating a false image, but about affirming your value in a natural and authentic way. Demonstrating your worth doesn't come from what you say, but from how you live, how you treat yourself, and how you engage with the world around you. This isn't a flashy display, but a deep process where others gradually recognize that your presence in their life is a valuable gift. When you live with self-respect and dignity, others will slowly come to respect and value you in the same way. Consider this from a simple yet profound perspective. Things that are easily obtained are often taken for granted, but what requires effort to attain, what is rare and valuable, is often treated with greater care. This rule doesn't ask you to become something unreachable. Rather, it encourages you to live as a treasure, knowing that your value isn't easily obtained and shouldn't be taken lightly. It means living your life in a way that commands respect, and over time, others will learn to honor and appreciate you as well. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, famously declared that we have control over our thoughts and reactions, not over external events. This means that when you fully grasp your own worth and stop seeking validation from others, you naturally become more attractive. People are drawn to those who are confident, who know who they are, and who don't depend on external validation to define themselves. This is the essence of inner attractiveness, an energy that radiates from self-awareness and self-confidence. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, emphasized that time reflects our value. He observed, "It is not that we have too little time, but that we waste too much of it. Choosing not to waste your precious time on those who don't appreciate you is one of the strongest ways to show your value. When you respect your own time, others will begin to respect it too. This isn't arrogance, but rather a declaration that you understand you deserve better." However, it's important to note that demonstrating your value doesn't mean becoming arrogant or egotistical. Humility remains a cornerstone in Stoic philosophy. You don't need to constantly elevate yourself in front of others. Instead, engage deeply and sincerely with those who truly respect your time, energy, and intellect. By interacting with respect and authenticity, you communicate a clear message that you know your worth and won't let anyone diminish it. Epictetus once said, "You cannot control the world around you, but you can control how you respond to it." In this context, while you can't force others to recognize your value immediately, by learning how to respond and setting boundaries for what you deserve, you build a respectable image in their eyes. When you live in accordance with your own values, you create an environment where others must acknowledge and appreciate your worth. Ultimately, this rule doesn't require you to become someone else, but to live authentically as yourself. When you know who you are, when you live with self-respect and confidence, you won't need to speak much about your value. It will naturally radiate through how you treat yourself and how you interact with the world. When you maintain this, others will not only see you as important, but will also feel fortunate to have you in their lives. Call to action. Starting today, live with self-respect and confidence, knowing that not everyone can easily access you. Be wise in choosing the relationships in which you invest your time and energy, as those choices will ultimately shape how others perceive your value. Rule 3. Creating your own happiness. On the journey to becoming a priority in someone else's life, creating and maintaining your own happiness is an essential step. To naturally attract others to you, the key is that you must first become the source of happiness for yourself. However, this doesn't mean pretending to be happy or living in an illusion of happiness. Instead, this rule requires you to truly find and pursue genuine joys in life. When your inner happiness shines, you will attract those around you with the balance and contentment you radiate. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught that happiness does not come from the external world, but from within the mind. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, he said. This means that how you perceive life and the attitude you bring to each day will determine your level of happiness, not the events or people around you. When you focus on cultivating positive thoughts and finding joy in the smallest actions and achievements of life, you project a powerful energy of confidence and contentment, a natural magnetism that others cannot resist. Seneca. Another renowned Stoic philosopher also emphasized that true happiness does not depend on external factors. According to him, true happiness is to enjoy the present without being dependent on anxiety about the future. This teaches us that, rather than clinging to the idea that happiness can only come from others or from things beyond our reach, we need to appreciate the present moment and find joy in what is happening around us. It's not the expectation of a perfect future, but the ability to live fully in the present that brings true happiness. Epicurus. Another influential philosopher reminded us that seeking happiness from external sources is a misguided path. He advised, do not seek the good in external things, seek it in yourself. This is a powerful message, reminding us that joy and contentment should not come from the reactions or judgments of others. True happiness stems from personal values, activities, and self-care that you choose for yourself. When you learn to love and cherish the small joys in life, you free yourself from the psychological burdens of needing to please or impress others. In practice, this means engaging in activities and hobbies you truly enjoy, spending time with people who make you feel good, and taking care of both your mind and body. You are building a life where your happiness does not depend on the state of your relationships, but on the daily experiences and values you pursue. When you achieve satisfaction from your own life, you no longer need others to fill a void or help you find happiness. Instead, you become someone who shares your internal joy and fulfillment with those around you. This is the quality that others will be naturally drawn to. The attractiveness of happy people doesn't come from their efforts to please others, but from their ability to create joy for themselves. People are attracted to you not because you need them to feel happy, but because they see you as someone who is already happy, whole, and fulfilled. This is a kind of attraction that requires little effort because it comes from within. Rule 4. Become valuable and let others invest in you. On the path to becoming someone others prioritize and cherish, it's crucial to recognize your own value and learn to allow others to invest time and effort into you. This rule goes beyond simply acknowledging your intrinsic worth. It's about understanding that you are like a unique treasure, one that cannot be easily obtained without effort from both sides. In Stoic philosophy, this concept is conveyed through the teachings of great thinkers. Epicurus once said, "Nothing great is created suddenly." This wisdom applies not only to all areas of life, but also subtly to relationships. Deep and enduring connections cannot form overnight. They require time, mutual effort, care, and genuine sharing from both parties. When you allow others to invest in their relationship with you, they gradually come to realize the value you bring. Your presence becomes more precious because they've gone through the process of discovering and appreciating that value. Marcus Aurelius. Another great Stoic philosopher emphasized the importance of recognizing your own worth. He said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." From this perspective, Aurelius encourages us to confidently realize that our inner strength not only shapes our personal happiness, but is also a key factor in how others perceive and value us. When you are confident and fully aware of your worth, it naturally radiates outward, making others not only recognize but truly respect you. Seneca. Another Stoic thinker wisely observed, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This suggests that our anxieties about others not seeing our value often exist only in our minds. Seneca reminds us that rather than worrying about what others think, we should focus on becoming the best version of ourselves. When you solidify your inner value, not only will others begin to recognize it, but you will also feel more confident about who you are. In real life, this rule encourages you to live in a way that reflects your inherent value. This means engaging in constructive activities, improving your knowledge and skills, while also taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Build a life that you are proud of, a life that others not only want to be a part of, but are willing to invest in. They will see something special in you, not just because of what you outwardly display, but because of what you bring to their lives. When you allow others to invest their time and effort into their relationship with you, you give them the opportunity to truly appreciate you. It's a simple truth that the more effort and care something requires, the more valuable it becomes. Deep relationships aren't born from demands, but from mutual understanding and respect. When both sides dedicate time and affection to building a connection, you become not only an indispensable part of their life, but also someone they deeply value and don't want to lose. Rule 5. Live your own life. To become a priority in someone else's life, you must first focus on living a full and meaningful life of your own. The fifth rule reminds us that independence and the freedom to pursue personal interests and passions are the keys to true happiness and value. This means you don't need to depend on others to find happiness or meaning. Instead, build and nurture them yourself. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." This is a reminder that when we live in alignment with ourselves, understanding our goals, dreams, and passions, we naturally integrate with the world around us. When you live with clear purpose and happiness in your own life, your confidence and appeal become impossible for others to ignore. They will sense your strength and completeness, and it is this that makes them want to be around you. Seneca, another famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "If you want to be loved, love." This advice points out that before you can expect recognition or love from others, you must learn to love and appreciate yourself. When you live with inner contentment, you no longer feel the need to demand attention from others. Instead, attention will naturally come. This is an art of living that Stoicism encourages. To live without demanding, yet to make others unable to ignore and appreciate you. Epicurus emphasized the importance of focusing on what is within our control. He said, "We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." This reminds us that happiness doesn't come from what others do for us, but from how we respond and think about the events in our lives. In this context, living your own life means not letting your happiness depend on how others treat or judge you. Instead, focus on making your life more meaningful and enjoyable each day. In practice, this can manifest in small, daily actions. Spend time pursuing personal interests, such as learning a new skill, investing in your career, or simply enjoying moments with friends and family. Those who truly bring joy and value to your life. It also means setting goals for yourself and sticking to them. When you have a rich life, you naturally shine, and this makes others not only admire you, but also want to be part of your journey. Indeed, when you live a full and satisfying life, you naturally become someone others want to be around. Not because you need them to fill a void, but because they are drawn to the positive energy and contentment you radiate. You will no longer need external validation because the confidence and value you build from within will be strong enough to make others notice and respect you. Rule 6. Prioritize your own needs. To become a priority in someone else's life, you must first learn to prioritize your own needs. This sixth rule is not simply about self-care, but a profound lesson in respecting and deeply understanding your intrinsic worth. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's a prerequisite for personal growth and self-awareness. When you actively respect and meet your own needs, you not only exude self-confidence, but also create a natural magnetism that draws others toward you. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius emphasized the power of self-mastery and inner strength. He once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is not only a reminder to manage our emotions and thoughts, but also a call to take control of our lives, refusing to let circumstances or the behavior of others determine our self-worth. You can't control everything around you, but you can control how you respond and how you take care of yourself. This control is the foundation for long-term mental strength and happiness. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, once taught, "True happiness must come from within us." He believed that we should not place too much expectation on others to find a sense of fulfillment or contentment. Seneca encouraged seeking joy and satisfaction from within as a means to live a balanced and harmonious life. When you rely on yourself for happiness and avoid depending too much on external validation, you create a sense of freedom, an unbound energy that naturally draws attention. Philosopher Epictetus also reminded us we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. In this context, prioritizing your personal needs is not just about ensuring that you take good care of yourself, but also about taking responsibility for your happiness, rather than relying on others to fill any void. When you take ownership of your happiness, you not only create balance in your life, but also project a sense of independence, something others deeply admire. In practice, this rule encourages setting clear boundaries in relationships. This does not mean becoming distant or indifferent to others, but rather ensuring that you do not always place others' needs above your own. Setting boundaries is about protecting your time and energy, while also giving yourself space to grow and recharge. This includes carving out personal time to relax, pursue passions, or simply care for your mental and physical health. At times, protecting what is most important to you requires learning how to gracefully decline requests that don't align with your priorities. Prioritizing your personal needs is not just an expression of self-respect. It's a way of showing the world that you understand and value yourself. This helps you build a fulfilling life, not just to be happy, but to create a natural allure that makes others respect you. When you demonstrate that you value and care for yourself, you will naturally inspire others to value and respect you more. Rule 7. Value your time and presence. To become a priority in someone else's life, the 7th rule requires you to value your own time and presence. This is not just about managing time wisely, but also about recognizing the value of your personal presence. It demands that you understand your availability and attention are not something others can easily demand. Your time and energy are precious gifts and should only be shared with those who truly appreciate them. In Stoic philosophy, Kiki, Marcus Aurelius emphasized the scarcity of time, once saying, "Do not act as if you had 1,000 years to live." This powerful reminder encourages us not to waste time and to live a meaningful life starting today. When you cherish each moment and place value on your time, you send a clear message that your presence is not easily granted, but reserved for those who are truly worth it. Understanding that while you cannot control time, you can choose how to use it will help you find peace and balance in your life. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, spoke about the pricelessness of time in a clear and undeniable way. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Seneca emphasized that time is the most valuable resource we have, and how we spend it reflects the value we place on ourselves. This means that every time you choose how to use your time, you are affirming your own worth. Learning to say no to unnecessary requests or unimportant invitations not only helps you maintain personal balance, but also builds the image of someone with high value, someone who understands the importance of presence and knows how to prioritize what truly matters. Epicurus, another Stoic thinker, believed in focusing on what is within our control. He taught, "Spend your time on what truly enriches your life." This quote not only encourages us to avoid negative influences, but also reminds us that how we use our time and presence is a reflection of self-respect and respect for others. This means that you should not only share your time with those who appreciate it, but also invest time in activities that help you grow intellectually and spiritually. In practice, valuing your time and presence means not agreeing to every request easily. It requires careful choices about how you spend your time in prioritizing personal goals, hobbies, and the people who truly matter in your life. This is an important skill not only for personal development, but also for maintaining lasting relationships. A person of high value does not easily appear in every situation, and their presence is sought after by others because of the rarity, uniqueness, and positive energy they bring. Rule 8. Maintain balance in initiating communication. The 8th rule to becoming a priority in someone's life is maintaining balance in initiating communication. This is not simply about starting a conversation or making plans, but about managing the flow of communication so that you are not always the one taking the first step. This balance allows both parties the opportunity to show their value and interest in each other, while also creating space for the relationship to grow naturally without being forced. Marcus Aurelius, the profound Stoic philosopher, once compared the art of living to wrestling more than dancing. This analogy reminds us that life, including relationships, is not always a smooth, graceful dance. Rather, it requires strength, flexibility, and the ability to face challenges and complex interactions. Communication works in the same way. You don't always need to lead or take the initiative. Sometimes stepping back and allowing the other person to step forward fosters a more genuine and equitable interaction. Not only does this help you maintain your own value, but it also gives others the chance to demonstrate their interest and commitment to the relationship. In Stoic philosophy, Seneca emphasized that we should not place our entire happiness in the hands of others. When you are not always the one initiating communication, you demonstrate that your happiness and sense of worth are not dependent on someone else's attention or validation. Instead of constantly trying to maintain the connection, allow others the chance to miss you, to seek you out, and to express their interest. This not only preserves your dignity, but also allows the relationship to develop naturally, where both parties genuinely want to stay connected. Epicurus, another notable Stoic thinker, once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more than we speak." This reminds us of the importance of listening and emphasizes the role of restraint in communication. We don't always need to speak, nor do we need to fill every silence with words. Sometimes silence itself creates a space for the relationship to grow, giving both sides a chance to reflect and understand each other on a deeper level. In practice, this rule means paying attention to how often you are the one reaching out first. There's nothing wrong with initiating, but it's also important to give others the opportunity to show their initiative and desire to maintain the relationship. This isn't about playing games or strategizing. It's part of building a balanced relationship where both parties contribute and feel valued. Rule 9. Maintain emotional balance. On the journey to becoming a priority in someone else's life, the 9th rule is to maintain emotional balance in relationships. This is not only about wisely controlling your emotions, but also knowing when to invest your feelings and when to hold some back. The ability to manage emotions shows respect for yourself and others, preventing emotions from dictating all your actions in relationships. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that this balance not only brings inner peace, but also helps build strong, respectful relationships. Marcus Aurelius, the great philosopher-emperor of Stoicism, once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the person who wronged you." In the context of emotional balance, this quote highlights that we should not let negative emotions like anger or resentment drive our actions. By responding to injustice or harm in a calm and mature manner, we maintain control and dignity. Emotional balance requires the ability to respond intelligently without letting impulsive emotions overpower reason. In this way, you avoid emotional overload or becoming too dependent on others too quickly. Seneca, another great Stoic thinker, shared a similar perspective on emotional control. He said, "He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." Here, Seneca points out that anxiety and negative emotions should not overwhelm us before something truly happens. This reminds us not to let fear or hasty judgments ruin a relationship from the start. Let things unfold naturally and allow emotions to develop as they should. When you maintain a healthy emotional distance, you avoid unnecessary pressure on yourself and the relationship. Epicurus, a famous Stoic philosopher, emphasized that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This statement encapsulates the philosophy of emotional balance. While we cannot control what others do, we have complete control over how we react to situations. Emotional balance does not mean becoming cold or distant, but keeping emotions at an appropriate level to ensure we don't invest too quickly or deeply without careful consideration. This also allows us to thoughtfully observe the other person's investment and respect before deciding how far to go in the relationship. In practice, this rule requires us to pay attention to the level and pace of emotional investment. Instead of rushing into a relationship, take time to truly understand the other person and let the relationship grow at a natural pace. By doing so, you not only protect yourself from potential harm, but also increase your attractiveness by showing that you value yourself and the emotional worth of each relationship. This also allows the other person to sense that you have confidence and control in your relationships. Rule 10. The courage to walk away. The 10th and final rule in your journey to becoming a priority in someone's life is having the courage to walk away from relationships that do not respect or appreciate your value. It takes strength to leave situations that don't serve you, to assert your worth, and to refuse to accept anything less than what you deserve. This rule isn't just an act of self-respect, but also a declaration to others that you are someone worthy of admiration and cannot be taken lightly. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher and emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is especially relevant to this rule, as it emphasizes that true power lies not in changing others, but in how you choose to react and act. When you walk away from an unhealthy relationship, you are affirming your inner strength and respecting yourself, something no one can take away from you. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, once said, "Life is like a story. It's not how long it is, but how meaningful it is." In the context of relationships, this highlights that the quality of the people you keep in your life matters more than how long they've been there. Sometimes ending a long-standing but unfulfilling relationship is the best thing you can do for yourself. You shouldn't keep someone in your life just to avoid loneliness. Remember, the true value of a relationship lies in the respect and meaning it brings, not in its duration. Epicurus, another Stoic thinker, emphasized in the freedom of choice and personal responsibility. He advised, "Only the educated are truly free." This freedom includes the ability to walk away from situations that do not respect or benefit you. Understanding your own worth is key to realizing that you deserve better relationships, ones where you are respected and valued, not diminished. In practice, the courage to walk away means setting clear boundaries in your relationships and standing by them. It's about recognizing when a relationship becomes one-sided or lacks mutual respect and having the self-respect to leave rather than settle for less. This is not easy and requires great courage, but it's an essential decision. It shows that you know your value and will not accept anything less than what you deserve. In conclusion, having the courage to walk away is not just about physically leaving a situation, but also about making a mental declaration. It is a statement to the world that you are worth more than what an unhealthy relationship can offer. You don't need to hold on to things that no longer serve you just to fill a void. This rule is crucial in becoming a priority, as it shows that you are someone who deserves to be valued and you won't settle for less. As we conclude this journey through the rules, always remember that your worth is not determined by how others see you, but by how you treat yourself. As Marcus Aurelius once said, true strength comes from mastering your mind and how you view the world. You are a masterpiece of experiences, dreams, and wisdom. Never let anyone make you forget that. Apply these 10 rules not just as advice, but as affirmations of your self-worth and value. Every step you take toward respecting and loving yourself will be a lesson to others on how they should respect and value you. And remember, the journey of self-discovery is an endless adventure. Always learning, always growing, and always becoming the best version of yourself. If you find that what we've discussed today truly brings value to your life, I encourage you to take the next step on this journey with our Daily Stoic. On your screen right now is a special playlist designed to guide you further along the path of self-strengthening and personal growth. These aren't just instructional videos, but keys to help you dive deeper into the knowledge that can transform your life into a true masterpiece. Click, immerse yourself in these valuable lessons, and continue building the life you deserve. If you haven't subscribed to the Shower Daily Stoic Ronnie channel yet, click the subscribe button now and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Each video is a new step on the path to wisdom and growth, helping you master yourself and overcome all challenges in life. Thank you for taking the time to journey with me today. Continue to spread the light from within and keep growing and evolving every day. Always remember, in the story of your life, you are the one writing every chapter and every line. You are not just the main character, but the guiding spirit of every change and success. I'll see you again in the next videos from Daily Stoic, where we will dive deeper into the knowledge that will help you live stronger, more authentically, and more happily. Take the next step, click on the playlist, and remember that your journey has only just begun.